I want to invite Roger. Roger is going to be leading us in this panel of discussion. So I want to hand over the microphone to Roger. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Right. Good afternoon. It's a very wrong time to be talking. They usually advise that in this time you do not talk. Okay, but we're going to talk nevertheless. Okay, what we're going to do is, before I invite our panelists to come, I'm just going to take you briefly into what we call corporate innovation, which we believe is the future of business. Okay? All right, so all companies will begin with the cash cow. We begin trying to find the cash cow, what will work out. We begin with searching to find the right business model. But what happens when we find the right business model is we become this. We every day milk this business model until we cannot have anything from it. And this is happening with almost all corporate companies, is that when they found something that generates revenue, they wake up every day to execute. So what happens is no one thinks about what is happening, what is coming in the future, until we have a cow that looks like that. What happens is we become disposable companies. Our products and services become disposable. I wanted to give some examples of Ugandan companies that have become disposable, and they advised me that no, they will attack here. Okay, so let's look at Kodak, first company to create the first digital camera. Today Kodak is not competing in the market anymore. Why? They did not look at the future, what will come after. What they were doing is just exploiting their existing business model. The same thing happened to Xerox. Today, do we find Xerox printers anymore? They're not competing anymore. Same thing happened to Nokia. It was a great company in the beginning. Cycled through a couple of business models. They weren't electronic. They produced a couple. They were on the market well, executing, having that cash cow. Today, they even tried to partner with Microsoft. They're becoming a disposable company according to their products. The same thing is happening today in Ugandan's companies. Is what happens is they found a business model that works, but what they do is they don't look to the future. What will happen to the future? And what they only do is focus on executing. So what's the solution? Is that Ugandan companies, the corporate companies, need to start corporate innovation. InnoSight says by the year 2027, the S&P 500 will not be existing. And it says that the lifetime of a typical company has gone down from 67 years to 15 years. What does it mean? That if you do not constantly innovate over time, you're going to become a disposable company. So, what's the solution? What are we supposed to do? It's the corporate innovation. So what is the corporate innovation? This is the thing we've been working on. So the companies in Africa that are trying corporate innovation is that they are mimicking innovation. They look like our president one time when he wanted to be a rapper, when he started producing those songs. That is what the companies here are doing when they try to say that they want to innovate. So what are they doing in innovation? Is they're doing idea competitions. They give you internal and external. Then they have their R&D departments that run, that are stuck basically. So they call this innovation. Recently I've been seeing a lot of companies putting up competitions. We're looking for innovators. We put 10,000 US$. Basically what you're doing is you're mimicking innovation. So how do we build innovation within our organizations? So coming up with cool new ideas is not innovation. Most corporate companies think that when I'll pull about 10 ideas, I'm innovating. No, that's just creativity. Innovation is coming up with the cool new business ideas, but those ideas have sustainable business models. Okay? So what do we do? What do? We need to
build our organizations to be ambidextrous.
What is this? It is being able to create two engines within your organization. We love it that you've been able to find your cash cow. Great. That is your home. But as you're still having your cash cow, you need to innovate for the future. So you need to create an innovation engine. Before even you lose your customers, before you become Nokia would have built their innovation engine long ago and trying to scale into the future. So the other side is the home for execution, the day-to-day. This side is you exploit. This side is you explore. But to build this engine, it has a process. We need to build the culture within the companies. So what do? Is we've been able to create a couple of tools, innovation strategy tools, that we're trying to find ways to work with the corporate companies. So this is the first way you could get to innovation in your organization. First of all, you look at the market opportunity, which we call innovation thesis. And what we do is we ask you, do you want to build this innovation? Do you want to buy it? Do you want to partner with someone? Are you going to be able to co-invest? Will you co-develop? So let's look. I'm just going to talk about building this innovation. Then on the panel, I'll be chipping in more what we can do with buy, partner, co-invest, and co-develop. So how do we build innovation within our organizations? This is how you have to build innovation within your organization. So it's not about you getting a couple of guys, putting them in a corner, they have sticky notes, bean bags, and they move in t-shirts, and you say, that is our innovation team. No. It goes beyond just having a team. So we look at what we call innovation strategy, which is leadership. Innovation leadership. What is innovation strategy? Is we look at the top leaders. Say, what is our strategy? So this is our strategy. So let's have what we call innovation thesis. So what are they? They are basically the market opportunities. So you look 5 years ahead, what will your industry be? What will be the opportunities? What are the trends in technology? So we say, okay, we've looked at those ones. Let's make investment decisions. So we say, which sectors can we be able to invest in? You pick out a couple. So what you do is, after some time, you come on board as the leaders and you review the sectors you picked and see if it's actually making sense. Then over time, if it's not, you iterate. The leaders, get your strategy. You need to align in the innovation strategy. And then look at what is our market in the future, 5 years from now. The second thing is we need innovation management. When we're building innovation within companies, it does not just stop at a team which is innovating. The management also has to learn the innovation culture. So how do we build it? Is we say, let's invest, let's have lean investment within this innovation we're building. What happens is we track progress. We get back to the team that is innovating and say, okay, these were the metrics. This is what you are supposed to achieve. Where have you reached? If they qualify, only if they qualify is when you have another investment coming in right here. If it does not qualify, if it is not under the metrics you said, it has to go back and innovate. Lastly is looking at the team itself that will be able to innovate, because you need to create a new team. So this team can be entrepreneurs within the organization. They can be new people you bring in to start looking at the future. They do the same thing. They create, validate, get to talk to customers, get to find out if actually what they're building makes sense. This team is not just to be in your organization to chill, have sticky notes. No. We draw metrics on what they need to achieve monthly, quarterly, and annually. So we develop the tools to help them innovate. It is only this way, combining the team, the innovation management, and the innovation strategy, that you can be able to build innovation within your company. Not idea competitions. You're mimicking. So what happens if you don't build this culture? This is what will happen. The leaders are saying, what are those guys down there doing? We need return on investment. And what happens is these guys are going to the field, talking to people, building great ideas. When they bring them, someone is saying, no, it's not aligned to our strategy. So as you're building the team, it has to be aligned in the three. So we're carrying out innovation trainings in-house and out. We're trying to see how we're helping corporate companies to build this culture. This is a new thing. So we need to learn how we can be able. So what do? Is we design the process, create the tools with you. We're able to have innovation sprints. We create and validate business models with you. And I guarantee you, in this innovation culture we build, is that there is no single dollar that goes to waste because they say innovation you have to fail. No, each dollar has to count because innovation has also to have a metrics. We have to account for it over time. It's not a gambling of things will work out. No, it's time we put metrics to innovation. So lastly, I do lead a business design firm, the first, I think, in Africa. It's called Adiloits. We're designing living businesses. Please, what I want to leave with you today is just try to Google something about living businesses, something interesting. So two things we're doing is we're doing user-centered research, whereby we're focusing on customer intelligence than any company today. So what happens in customer intelligence is we're getting to understand the customer from digital platforms to the field. Lastly, we're doing corporate innovation. Okay? Thank you.